Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry, man. I was having a bad dream.
So was I.
Really?
Yeah.
This is delirium. We weren't having the same bad dream, were we? What was yours about?
Well, the walls of delirium were bleeding.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds in one way better and the other way worse than mine. I was dreaming that some humanist activists had stolen Rogue's ass. Yeah, I mean, that couldn't happen, could it? What?
Maybe movies.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Flannel Fandango, where we get hot under the collar with hand towels.
What he said. Obviously.
Sorry, did I say something untoward?
No. Nothing.
Hello, welcome back to Maybe Movies. Thank you for joining us again for a new month of making theoretical movies in an effort to while away the long, weary hours in a pocket dimension.
Long hours.
Before we look at what we're going to be doing this month, most importantly of all, we have the results of last month's poll.
Oh yes, results, yay.
So for those of you who weren't here last month, we were doing a straight-up mashup of... what was it again?
Groundhog Day and American Psycho.
Which became Groundhog Psycho. We ran our poll, as we always do, on a community tab, on Twitter, on Instagram, and the results are as follows.
Tell me.
So we both voted yes, we think it should be a maybe movie.
Yes.
From Instagram, we had 3 votes, all for yes.
Yay.
So 5-0 at the moment. From Twitter, we had 5 votes, 4 yes, 1 no.
Okay, well, yay, still.
So still 7-1. Thank you, really, I cannot thank you enough to everybody on the community tab who voted for this. In the end, we had a total of 45 votes.
Just on the community tab?
Just on the community tab.
Okay.
87%, so that was 40 votes for yes, and 13% or 6 votes for no. So quite resoundingly, the highest margin we've ever had on a poll by 49 votes, Groundhog Psycho is a maybe movie, and we'll be right here with a brand new fan poll.
Amazing. Thank you, all of you, for giving us your support and letting us know what you think.
Absolutely. So please do make sure to check back, obviously, at the end of this month for the chance to do the same again for whatever craziness we come up with.
Yeah.
Which...
Oh, segue. Gotta love them.
You do. While I was having my weird nightmare,
Mm.
I did notice something else.
Okay, and what's that?
Apparently a certain movie from the 80s is getting a sequel at some point this month.
Is it?
You get to go and see it. We just have to wait for it to turn up in the library.
You'll just have to tell us whether it was any good or not.
Maybe we should go and have a look, because maybe the Existential Film Library, because it's existential, has the films before they come out.
That's gotta be worth a try.
It's got to be, hasn't it? But yes, so I was thinking maybe we should be having a look at the one and only and the original...
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Yes, thank you, Janine. Would you like that?
Why, thank you. Yes. Oh, love this movie. Oh, such a phenomenon when it came out.
Well,
still is, really.
It is. I mean, unfortunately, we were hoping to have Norfolk's biggest Ghostbusters fan here with us, but I think he must have missed the interdimensional transport.
Hopefully another time, buddy. Hopefully another time.
Absolutely. I've been thinking about this one for a while.
Yes.
There's a couple of options. I've got an option that we could do for it as a mashup, but we did mashup last month. So we want to do regular maybe movies, and what are we going to do with that? And the only thing that I could kind of happy with, which could have been the 90s Ghostbusters, The Frighteners.
Oh, the Frighteners! Awesome! Love it! Yes, I have to be 100% behind this.
If I may, I'm going to suggest Director's Cut.
Okay.
Because if you've not seen this, do check out the Director's Cut. It is the movie they should have released.
It gives all of the background without overstaying its welcome.
If they'd have released the Director's Cut as the original theatrical release, I would have expected at least a sequel, if not a trilogy.
It would have been amazing. You know, it was originally meant to be a Tales from the Crypt movie?
It was this one. I think I remember you mentioning it before, because it was
Yeah.
supposed to have been the follow-up to Demon Knight, wasn't it?
Yep.
And then he fell out with them or something?
There were some shenanigans behind the scenes, and he ended up making the movie on his own.
Come on, everybody, it's time to play. Hello.
Because I don't know if you also got it. There's like a little intro by Peter Jackson.
I think so. It's been a few years since I've watched it.
And apparently it's because of this film that we got Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Because it was one of the first films that they'd made with that much CGI in it. It was the first film that he made that wasn't him as an independent.
That's true. All of the other stuff was very rough house.
Yeah. All of the ghost effects in this, they had to buy 35 computers and had no idea what they were going to do with them afterwards. And that's basically, he was like, well, I want to do something with fantasy. What fantasy film can I do that's going to require 35 computers? I wonder.
Well,
But yes, this would be my suggestion.
yeah, I can totally see it. They're both people who hunt ghosts
Yes.
in some fashion or another.
Popcorn again. Yay.
Popcorn.
And I was half expecting marshmallows. What's this, 1996? 1984. So for these, that's an hour and 45. Sorry, that Ghostbusters is an hour and 45. The director's cut of this is 2 hours and 2 minutes.
That's not that bad.
So it's close enough.
I imagine the theatrical cut is closer to the length of Ghostbusters.
It's about 14 minutes longer, this one.
Exactly. It's not a huge amount longer.
Sorry, as we're talking all things Ghostbusters, I noticed something for the first time. I mean, I saw that when it came out in the cinema. Since then, having seen it as many times as I've spotted something that I never spotted before. Tiny cameo. When they're in prison,
Yes.
the cop who comes and says,
Okay, Ghostbusters. The mayor wants to see you guys. The whole island's going crazy.
Reginald Val Johnson,
Sorry, I'm being an idiot. Who is...
Sergeant Al Powell of the Los Angeles
Oh, you're
Police
shitting me.
Department.
I never noticed!
It's something about his voice, and he's one of those ones sometimes. It's a bit like this thing I've got with Karen Allen. She always looks really pleased to be on screen. There's a similar kind of vibe that you get with Reginald Val Johnson as well.
Yes, he's always pleased to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's so weird. I literally watched this last night before I went to bed. Never noticed.
But I also noticed as well in this, I think there's a cameo from Peter Jackson as well.
Oh, yes.
I never noticed it before.
Oh, he's in almost all of his films.
Ah, I see, he's another one that does that. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. He's the hairy biker.
That's what I thought, yes. I'm assuming then in terms of swappage, we're looking at the Ghostbusters, obviously, and Bannister and his little tribe of ghosts.
His retinue, yes.
Yes. The first question then is, are we leaving love interests where they are?
Oh, that's a good question.
Personally, I'm all for leaving them in their respective stories.
Yeah, they both tie into the story they're a part of.
Yes.
We have to leave them where they are, I think. It's the same reason we have to leave Lewis Tully behind.
Yes, of course we do.
No, not leave him behind, but leave him in the Ghostbusters story.
Because I was wondering for on the one side there wasn't a problem, on the other side there was. Because I know with our new version of the Frighteners, it's going to be set after the Ghostbusters 2 that we didn't get, if you like.
Yeah, that was my imagining, because otherwise we're just doing that thing where we're making the movie again.
Yeah.
And we don't want to spend half of the movie getting them together as a crew.
As they're doing like an origin story, yeah, it doesn't work. Okay.
Ghostbusters 1.5.
Yes.
You know, something like that.
I did think with that we could tie that in, because if we kind of borrow a little bit from Ghostbusters 2 itself, where they're out of favour because of all the damage they did to the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wondered maybe what we get instead is we start with, say, well, my first thought was it would have to be Ray, and the town of Fairwater is the hometown that he talks about, and he's moved back there, so that he has the ruined house because the bank have cleaned him out because of he's had to cover costs to the city.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so he's there running his... Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant. I wasn't really sure how we were going to get them there. And I think the ones that I had were a bit cheesy and cheap-ass long reach ones. That's brilliant.
Yes!
That's brilliant. Yeah, that makes sense.
First catch for the month. Lovely. Yeah, so he could be there, again, running his occult bookstore, which obviously is out of favour with everybody else, and then obviously he gets involved in it first and then draws the others in.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good.
My only problem with this one, with our new version of the Frighteners, or the new version of Ghostbusters, sorry, is how come Frank can see ghosts? We know why, because of the film, because it's such an integral part of the plot. But again, I figured, rather than him having that moment where he sees Bartlett and Patty kill, is it Deborah, isn't it, his wife, as far as I remember?
I think so.
I don't think it says on the back here. But yeah, because we won't get that, because his story's slightly different, maybe it's just that in that moment he should have died as well, and so he's seen the tunnel of light that she takes, but then comes back, and that's the changing moment that allows him to see ghosts. So we still get the accident and Deborah's death, we just don't get the association with Bartlett and Patty.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
That works.
In terms of acts,
Due to massive technical failure,
we must have drifted too close to a sunspot or something.
I haven't been able to review the Frighteners to prepare for this.
Okay, well, what have you got for Ghostbusters then?
In my mind, the end of Act 1 for Ghostbusters is it's the ballroom. It's we came, we saw, we kicked its ass. Because it immediately moves on to a montage of their success.
Yeah.
So that felt like that was a really clear...
Same. The only other bit, the only other one that I thought slightly, but again, it's in the same area, is kind of the start of Act 2 is Winston's arrival, which is like 2 minutes.
It's just after the montage.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree, 100%.
And kind of similarly, it's a kind of a neat narrative. The shift from Act 2 to Act 3 is when Peck turns up and shuts down the grid and everything goes bang.
Yes, exactly what I had as well.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, so no issues there. We both agree completely.
So for the Frighteners, again, because the director's cut is slightly longer, in some respects you could have looked at it as a 4-act structure, but trying to keep it as we do to 3 acts, they are long ones.
Yeah, they are.
I've had to do it that way. I had the end of Act 1 as at 45 minutes in, which is number 38, which is the guy in the bathroom.
Right.
Because it's the first time that Frank directly sees the murder happen.
Yeah, and he tries to end us when he chases him, and
exactly.
He starts to take action in the story.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
The next one that I had, oddly enough, is about 45 minutes later. It's the reveal that the ghost is Bartlett.
Of course.
It's in the
that's the bit with the flashback?
No, it's just before that. It's the bit where they're in the graveyard.
Oh, and he's slapping his face over and over on the gravestone until it reveals his true face. Yeah.
Got me a score of 40.
And that leaves literally half an hour for the third act, which is all the stuff at the old hospital.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, because, I mean, even though it's only 15 minutes shorter, Ghostbusters is structured similarly. The first 2 acts are the longest, and then the last act is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They go talk to the mayor, they get the motorcade, they go to the tower, they face Gozer, the movie ends. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
You know,
And the same with this, it's very rapid succession.
Yeah, so it makes sense. They're both, even though they're different lengths, they're structurally similar, which is good.
I must admit, when I was rewatching the Frighteners, I kind of went off on a bit of a deep end. It was a weird time of the night, and I was thinking, there's so much going on in that film. It's almost like a really kind of very subtle commentary of things like predeterminism and free will and things like this. Little things like the only reason he knows where the chapel is because he sees that vision in the past of the doctor saying to a couple of nuns, "Oh yeah, Ward 12, up the stairs, floor 4, opposite the chapel." Does that moment in history exist? Only because it is predetermined that Frank will see that as a flashback in 30 years' time to know where he needs to go.
I always read it as an influence from his wife.
Oh,
that she was guiding his visions towards a particular conclusion.
Oh, that's interesting.
Just because of the way she turns up at the end,
you
get this subtle indication that she might have actually been involved in what was going on the whole time.
I would never have thought about that.
That was my take from it. Thank you very much.
Because the other side of this is, as well, is you get the bit where Dammers gets the ashes and throws them away. Again, he spent so much time, even though he thinks he's done this in the service of his country, he's still kind of being controlled by the devil.
Yes, he has. Yeah, he's allowed himself to be influenced.
Yeah, just had me thinking about the film in a different way too, just in sitting back and enjoying it as a ghost story.
Yeah,
which is nice. Anyway. We'll be putting the Ghostbusters in Fairwater, which isn't New Zealand at all.
No, not at all. When I first saw it, I thought it was genuinely meant to be New Zealand until Jeffrey turned up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, where is it supposed to be?
Yeah.
Because so many of the people in there were a little bit New Zealand.
Yeah, definitely. So, new version of the Frighteners would be Frightbusters.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have to be the Ghostbusters.
A little bit silly, but they were just going to be anyway.
They were going to be, yeah.
So Frightbusters.
So Ghostbusters. So no, Ghostbusters.
And the Ghost Nurse.
Oh no, I had the new version of this because it's the Ghostbusters in the Frighteners.
Ah, right. So that's all right. Okay.
And then that would be the Ghostbusters.
This would be the Ghost Nurse, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
Right,
only way
okay.
I could do it.
Yep. All right.
Because I thought because they called the Ghostbusters in the film, I couldn't. We had to have it in the title
Yeah.
for the film that they're in. Which one do you want to do first?
To be honest, they're both equally exciting and frightening. I don't have a preference.
In which case, then, can I suggest let's do Frightbusters second?
Uh-huh.
Because I think that will coincide in the real world with when Frozen Empire comes out, because it's the end of the month.
That sounds like a plan. Shoutout?
Yes, I've been looking at it here all the way along going, what have I written here? Yes, quick shout out is for one of our oldest friends, one of our oldest supporters. This is for Jen from Gen X Official.
Hey, Jen, how you doing?
For those of you who don't know Jen and her channel, Jen has a channel where she kind of teaches people little bits and pieces of Welsh. And the reason she speaks Welsh, even though she's in the States, is because she has a brain condition that she finds is treated and is helped by the Welsh language.
Oh. Excellent.
But yeah, Jen posted recently on her community tab that she's been having flare-ups of her symptoms recently.
Oh dear.
And is having to go back for a short stay in hospital. This is just from us to say we hope everything's okay. We hope you're back out and on full form again soon. And do go and check out her channel. There'll be links up here and down in the description below as well. And as always, thank you, Jen, for all of your support.
Thank you. And get thee well.
Fantastic. So we are set, ready to go with this month's theoretical movie challenge.
Indeed, it seems so, yes.
We'll be back then with not the Frightbusters, with the Ghostbusters.
The Ghost Nurse.
Still getting used to stuff, so we'll say 2 weeks' time. So that'll be in 2 years. So not next Friday, the Friday after. As always, though, do check out on the channel. There will be something coming out next week to wet your whistle until then.
Indeed. So check it out. Keep yourselves up to date and let us know what you think of what's going on.
Until then, as always, have a brilliant couple of weeks. Look after each other and yourselves. And I can't string this out any longer. See you later.
As always, guys. TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.
They go up.